Hey everybody, good evening for our very special night of viewing. Wait, I want to make sure my volume is up all the way because I think, was it Amy who told me over the week that she couldn't hear, like the volume was bad. So let me try to adjust that a little bit. Anyway, I'm not sure. Hi Casey. I'm not sure if how many people we're going to have tonight because we are running a little off schedule. But how awesome was Roger Director tonight? Here's the thing. I just wanted to say this. Over the past week, because we've had some interviews from people and we've been talking to some of the writers. Hey, Jamie, I got to tell you, I have a whole new appreciation for the writer staff. I mean, here's the thing. It sounds like, hi Diana, hi Jamie. It sounds like that this show was not the easy, it was very stressful. There was a lot of balls in the air. There were a lot of personalities. And it sounds like it was like high stress all the time. I have a huge new appreciation for everybody on staff. And as a person who is still obsessed with the show, hey Joe, 40 years later, thank you. Thank you for hanging in there and bringing us like such great quality art. And because it's kind of amazing, like Roger was saying tonight, like how everything was like a collaboration. And like how do you bring that many personalities, and talent and stuff like all together? I don't know. So thank you for being you guys, writers and staff members of Moonlighting and cast. So I appreciate you. And I think we all do. Tonight though, we are, and I have other things I want to say about Roger. I don't know. Here's the thing. I also do This Week in Moonlighting at the end too. And I had a lot of stuff. And it kind of, but we'll see if we get to it. And I can save stuff for next week. Hi, Noreen. So anyway. But, so Atlas, which is so funny it fell on tonight because Roger Director wrote it. And, I like this episode. There's a couple things that are funny to me. There are a lot of sequences. Hey, Lori, how's it going? There's a couple sequences that like don't have Maddie and David at all together. They're long sequences, but I think it's cool that Mark Lynn Baker is on because I think he makes it okay. Do you know what I mean? Like if he makes it okay that Maddie and David aren't together because he's entertaining. And I said this in the comments. I don't know if anybody believes with me. Now, no shade. Oh, there's my dog. Sorry. No shade on Curtis Armstrong at all. But don't you think Mark Lynn Baker could have made a good second choice if, you know what I mean, if Curtis Armstrong wasn't available? I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm just waiting. Please comment. I'm always paranoid the comments aren't going to work. You know what I mean? Okay, so anyway. So Atlas, where are we? We're in the second, we're in the middle of the second season. I also learned this week that the writing staff wasn't brought on really until the second season. So to them, this is kind of like their first organization season. I don't know. This is weird. I look at this episode as like a weird breakup episode. Does anybody feel that way? It's kind of, I don't know. So, it starts when they're going to have breakfast together, weird chocolate cake breakfast. And Maddie clearly has something on her mind. Hey, Karen, how's it going? What pisses me off in the beginning is that she's trying really hard to impress him, but we don't know that yet. But what she's doing is she's trying hard to impress him so she can basically dump him. Like that. I watch it now and it angers me. Does anybody else feel that way? I just want to make sure if I can see the comments. But yeah. Oh, look. Hi, Casey, you're at Disneyland. Go play. Hi. You've had the flu all week, Joe? Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Wait, this episode is an example of Maddie's attitude of, I do what the fuck I want when no one else thinks that, then regrets the decision like she did with the PAX and going to Chicago. Yeah, she just kind of does what she wants and she doesn't think of other people's feelings. And you said that earlier, like, you know, she accuses David of doing that, but she does it herself. So that's interesting. It feels like foreshadowing for her trip to the moon. Yeah, and actually, that's interesting that you talk about trip to the moon, because that breakup scene in the laundromat, I'm going to bring it up. So this episode opens, Maddie lays it on him. You know what? I'm going to sell the agency. She constantly accuses David of doing it, but she does it herself. Yep. So here's the thing. The opening scene is Lou LaSalle calls me. He's making me a pretty good offer. I'm considering it. I just wanted to let you know. Did she really think a nice breakfast would make him happy about selling the agency? And here's the thing. Okay, like I said, I think about this opening scene like it's a breakup scene, right? So it's almost like, you know how like the old adage, you take somebody to a public place, so when they have their reaction, like it's not a huge scene and you can just leave. Do you know what I'm talking about? I feel like that's what she's buttering him up for. You know what I mean? Like, so, okay, so she presents to him, like, here's some chocolate cake. Guess what? Lou LaSalle called me. He wants to buy us. And she doesn't say she says yay yet, but she's thinking about it, right? It's almost to me like the laundromat scene, right? In Trip to the Moon, where she's kind of like, I'm thinking that this isn't going to work. Change my mind, right? And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if... Wait, hold on. I don't know. Hi, Joy. You did great tonight interviewing. Your guys were really good. You and Diana. Anyway. So yeah. So they go into David's office and they're having this conversation, right? And she asks him, he's like, is this what it's been? Like the past 9 months, just business? And she's like, yeah. I love that they were randomly stuff popping up behind you in the live. Me? Oh, me? Oh, Joy. Okay. Oh, yeah, you did a really good job. Yeah, for the people who just showed up, we're talking about the opening scene. And I think, I understand how she wouldn't have expected David to react the way he did. Yeah, here's the thing, Lori, do you think that Maddie is that, like, aloof, that she really doesn't think David would be upset? But I mean, she clearly does, because she made the fancy breakfast with the chocolate cake, you know? And the way she approaches is, it's like, look, David, I'm being practical. None of us is a great detective. And she seems to be mad when David doesn't just go with what she wants. Yeah, because I think, you know, when somebody overcompensates, I think at the end of the day, she knows that he's not going to take it well, clearly, because what do you guys think? Here's my take. I think she thinks he's not going to take it great. So she's trying to butter him up with breakfast. And now she's overcompensating with rationale that doesn't make any sense. Hey, Dennis, how's it going? She's very insensitive to his feelings. Yeah. And it's just and like Jamie says, it's like a constant thing all the time. Like, she accuses him of being insensitive, but she's really the one that's insensitive. And so they're going around, like, he's like, you know, but you're Maddie Hayes, for crying out loud. Like, why can't we make this work? And she's like, I'm sorry, but we're not. And that's why she can't look him in the eye when she tells him she took the deal. Right. I don't know. If you think about it, roll with me for a second, guys. If you think about it, think about the laundromat scene, right? She's saying, I'm telling you, I don't see things going our way. And he's begging her to see things his way. And he's trying to make a case, right? I feel like he's doing the same thing in this scene, right? Wait, hold on. Ooh, we're going fast. Oh, Judy, you're awake. Good job. She didn't ask him. Maureen, didn't she think she had to? I'm going to defend Maddie. She's running this business and keeping it afloat with her money. She wants some financial stability, and I think she thinks everyone will keep their jobs, but she really should have made sure that would happen. That's a good point. And I think a disconnect in the episode, in the sense that I think sometimes it's like, what exactly does it mean selling the agency? I know when I hear that, I think Maddie's selling it, she's leaving, and everything's gone. Like, everything's gone, right? But somehow she would still be a figurehead, whatever that meant, and everybody would still have their jobs. So it really would be, Blue Moon would be some kind of subsidiary. So I don't think that's ever made clear. Do I have the script for this one? Yes, and it's down in the basement. So I didn't bring it up tonight. So I have to remember to do that. I didn't do that last week either. So, and it's in the box downstairs. And I can actually see it in my head. I'm sorry. Hi, Evelyn. How are you? But I can answer it. If you have questions about the script, I can check it later and post it on 21. But anyway, but she really should have made sure that she happened. Yeah, this episode also showed how naive Maddie is about running a business. Yeah, but is it, what do you mean, naive like in general? Like about running a business, or just naive? But she wasn't happy to be shopping and sleeping through the, right? I don't think she thought that far ahead. Because if she did, would she be like, because like you said, like you're saying right here, but wasn't she ready to give it all up in Money Talks, Maddie Walks? Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. I think David's like, wasn't this off the table? Like, we're together. I really want to, like when I keep saying it's like a breakup, I feel like it's like a marriage. Like, I really think after Money Talks, Maddie Walks, David's like, no, we're in this now. We're in this together. This is what it is. And it's a marriage. Like, there's really no going back. We've already had this conversation. She, left everything on the table, literally in Buenos Aires. So why is this conversation happening now? And it's kind of hitting him out of left field like it was in Trip to the Moon. She never had to do stuff like this before. She had people to do stuff for her. I think she wants the money and still work there. I mean, right? I mean, that's pretty good. Gets, be a figurehead. That's what she's been paid for all her life, right? True. I don't know. I guess I'm still lost with the plot, but I don't, as a person who watches for Maddie and David, I don't really care much about the plot. Yeah, and then so he gets really mad and he leaves. I don't know how she saw that breakfast going, but then they go to the bar. I don't like that music change. Do you guys remember it was Patsy Cline, If You Have Leaving on Your Mind? Do you remember that? And now it's some other rando song, whatever. And then, they go hang out, and David kind of finds some kind of release to, try to prove himself to Maddie. I like their camaraderie in this, but I think I'm going to jump, because these are long parts with him and Mark Lynn Baker. So I kind of, wait, what? If you didn't say it was changed, I wouldn't have known. Oh, yeah, it was. It was Patsy Cline, If You Have Leaving on Your Mind. So, which I love. I'm a Patsy Cline fan, so. Anyway, meanwhile, Maddie's moving forward. I love when LaSalle brings flowers to the office. I say this line in my everyday life when people say something to me by mistake. I'm like, no, but thank you. I just think it's so funny. And the way that Elise delivers that line is just perfect. No, but thank you. I say that all the time. I don't know if Casey's still here, but I do. And he knows it. And let's see. Oh, when David goes to see Maddie and he's at the door, like he comes to the door after they went to the dump, I feel like this is like, if the opening scene was, David, I'm thinking that we're not going to work out. I think we might need to get divorced. I feel like this is the scene of David coming over, like, look, let's go to therapy. Let's do something. Look, I'm doing things to make life better. And Maddie being like, yeah, no, you know what? I filed for divorce. It's official. That's what I feel like. If you're rolling with me through this analogy, that's what I feel like. That scene when he comes over. And why does he always smell bad? What does she mean by that? Of of course, when David might be around, she's I know. And then you see her come down the stairs, like, it's super short. I'm waiting for Joe to chime in. It's, like, super short. And, like, yeah. So, and, you know, David's he doesn't even check her out. That's, thanks, Jamie. You're doing God's work. It's funny. But anyway, but yeah, and I feel like, you know, that's a big thing, and I feel like, yeah, we get a little raunchy around here, so sorry about that. But yeah, I feel like, looks like she's Somewhere Under the Rainbow, just like the pilot, anything to convince her to keep the agency open, and that's really good. That's really it. Anything. He literally went to the dump and dug through garbage to make Maddie happy. Like, he just wants to keep her around. And I don't think to him it's about the job. Like, he doesn't care where, like, it's not about the job. He just wants to be with her. Like, that, whatever, right? So yeah, so he goes over there, and, yeah, I think it's funny how she is always, like, she's got perfect makeup and she's half dressed, but whatever. And he doesn't ogle her. I kind of wish he did, but he doesn't. And I think because he's so hyper-focused on keeping her. And then the bitch wouldn't use him or abuse him. No, I know. I mean, he asked nice. He was, yeah. Maddie. I know. Yeah, it's funny that line, "you smell awful," is always what she says to him. I wonder why. Is it like just her way of saying, like, step back, like, get away from me, like, I don't know, but there must be some kind of shorthand there that it means. I mean, I know it's an inside joke with the Moonies now, but I don't know. So yeah, so she sold the agency. He goes to Wellman, and then, but I think she starts to see the error of her ways. He probably did, though, since she just came from I mean, I agree. Like, he should have showered. That was dumb on his part. I would have told him, yeah, let's go take a shower. Noreen's on it. Absolutely. That would have been a good decision. Is this the first episode she says that to him? I forget. Yes, it is. Because then she says it again in Witness. Oh, I'm working on a fanfic about what she'd say, what she didn't keep the agency open after the pilot, and they run into each other. You know what? There are a few fanfics out there that are that. Yeah, he did look sexy all dirty. Agreed. Yes. 100%. Yeah, there's a couple fanfics. I like those. There's one that Shauna wrote that's about the bodyguard. Like, if he ends up being her bodyguard. She should have offered to spot him in the shower. I think it would be an interesting fanfic. What if David was the boss and it became Addison Investigations? What would have happened then? You know, like, where would their offices be? Would it really be the couch? Like, okay, why do you think David slept on the couch? Oh, yeah. We haven't, all right, that scene. First of all, don't you guys love that scene? I love that they're sitting on the stairs together and they're being so cute. And I love the way they look at each, I didn't say like, I love the way they look at each other. Like being under him. Yep. I agree. And, when he goes over there, you know, she's like, I've made a big mistake. And he is like, yeah, you did. We both did. And I know. It's great how they get over their anger so quick. I know. I think because David goes over there, he's like, look, he's pissed that she sold the agency. He just had a really bad day. Remember, he just quit, right? He's like, sorry, see you around. You know, and he was kind of flippant to her in the office. And she was like, you have a good job. He's like, I don't really care. Don't want it. Starting my own agency. Thanks. You didn't think we meant anything. I don't either. So see you around. And, you know, it's not like he asked her to come with him. So So he was on his own thing. That went poorly. So the first place he goes when something goes bad, we see that later in Witness, is Maddie's house. He left and came back. Wait, I gotta scroll back up. If he was boss, if he was boss, there would be more sexual clauses in their contract for sure. They can't be without each other. And right, and I think this episode is kind of pivotal in a lot of ways, because if you think about it, they are consciously making a decision to stay together by choice. They had the option to break up, right? They had the option. It was right there. Lou LaSalle gave them the option for an out. But at the end of the day, they consciously chose to stay together. And you could make a case that happened in Maddie Talks, Maddie Walks, but it didn't. Because really it was like, what choice do you have, Maddie? You don't have any other choice. Your future's in LA. That's your only future, so make it work. This situation is not. It's, you had this choice. You could walk through that door, or you could stay or walk through this one. She chose to walk through the door with David and continue their partnership, even though it was Addison Investigations, and came back. Wait, Judy. Wait, what are you guys talking about? On the couch? I think he left and came. Wait, I think he stayed. What makes you think that? I think he left and came back. I guess I'm confused what you guys mean. There's a big jump from her demanding she never see him again less than a year later. Yeah, I mean, oh, I think we're having two different conversations. Oh, the couch. Oh, so, because he says, I'll see you on the couch. I'll meet you by that couch tomorrow morning. Now, in my, I never really thought about that. I just think I always just thought he left and he meant he was going to come back over in the morning and meet her by the couch. But if he was running from the cops, but he said I wasn't smart for me to come here, I don't know. I could see either way. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'd like to think he stayed, but I don't. I can make a case for either way. Does that make sense? You think he came back in the morning, Lori? Yeah, I think that makes the most sense, because he got up and said, this wasn't smart for me to come here. Although I don't understand why it wasn't, but then you guys cleared it up for me. Jamie cleared it up and said it was because she would be like an accomplice or whatever. Yeah. I get it. I get that. Yeah. And then I don't know. Yes, does he go home? I think I guess he went home. I love when she says, I'm just going to back up to when she talks about on the stairs, where she goes, we're quite a pair, aren't we? Oh, really? You're just figuring that out now? I think now she understands that, yeah, they are a pair. And that's when she says, I want to work for you. And I think that's like the moment she's like, you know what? I think I was too hasty. Let's go to therapy. I don't want to divorce you after all type situation. How is he getting in her house? And wants to keep her out of trouble. What do you mean? Oh, interesting. From her demanding he never see her again. Yeah. True. Yeah. So I guess I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, of course, you know, the end scene where they go with the Rolodex. She didn't question about breaking in. He must have a key. When? At the end? I don't know. What do you mean the key? Oh, when he broke in to get in the house. Well, he does that all the time. And he's a detective. He has Mr. Stickpin. You know. But yeah, he breaks in and Witness. He breaks in all the time. Oh yeah, when he's on the stairs. Yeah, I just assume he breaks in how he always breaks in. You know? You know, in fanfic, he goes through the window upstairs, like there's a trellis or whatever, or a balcony. And don't we see the balcony in Blonde on Blonde when he yells up? He's like, "Hey, Maddie, I have something to tell you." And there's like a balcony, right? Oh yeah, Mr. Stickpin. Yeah, he's a detective. He just gets in. There's another reason why I think he stayed. Would she just think he'd break in again in the morning? She could just let him in. Yeah. Which, you know, sometimes he knocks. I wonder, we should think about this, how many times I think sometimes he puts the pin in and takes the pin out. Yeah, he certainly does that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And well, I'm sure. I think that's interesting. I wonder how many times, like I said, like, does he break in versus does he use the door? But I think lots of times it's a device for have Sybil Shepherd to answer the door half naked. Like, I think that is literally why they have him use the door sometimes. It's like, yeah, let's just have Sybil just be naked, you know, headlights on and answer the door. You know, TNA points. Does that make sense? Sure, it's the 1980s. Of course it does. But anyway, but yeah, that cute scene at the end where they are returning the Rolodex. Doesn't that say it all about where David's head is? I feel like he could really, he's his boss now. And Mark Lynn Baker says this, like, you're your own boss now, right? Like, you can do anything you want. And what he wants is, he just wants Maddie back. That's all he wants. He wants Maddie back and he wants her happy. He knows she's sad. And, right? So at the end, that scene, and he's headed to the front, wait, what? So at the end of that scene, is he headed to the front door or the living room couch? That's what I can't tell. I could go either way, Judy. I can't tell where he's going. So that's why I could make a case that he spends the night on the couch, which is my favorite choice. Or he went home, which is my least favorite choice. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'd like to think, you know, you look really tired, David. Maybe you'd like to sleep in my bed. That would be my favorite choice if Maddie said that, but that is not what Roger Director wrote. So that did not happen. Yeah, you think he left? I think that is, I think that, I don't want to think that, but I think that. Here, that would have been nice. The end. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm like a Debbie Downer in the sense that I always speculate less happened and other people speculate more happened. Like, the one difference is that I really think, lots of people don't think they slept together at all during season 5, but I think they slept together in the hotel in Plastic Fantastic, but that's all I'm saying. She might have thought. Oh yeah, that is my dog. I don't know where she went. She's a little dachshund. She's black, little dachshund. I don't know if you can see her. Can you see her? There she is. Yeah. But anyway. But yeah. What do you guys think of the ending though? Dennis, is that what you picked up on as the dog? Sorry, is she distracting? Do you guys know this? This is random. My other one is downstairs, I think. But I have 2 dachshunds, and one, they're Sunny and Luna. And, you know, Sun and Moon, they're named for moonlighting. But Sunny is this dog, and she's always like, I love, like, kissing and wanting to hug Luna. And Luna, all she does is growl and be mean to her, but every once in a while they'll snuggle. So they're perfect personalities of Maddie and David, even though they're both girls. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Nobody needs to know that. Nobody cares, probably. I'm a little tired, so I'm babbling. Anyway, guys, do you think David really wanted to be his own boss? No, exactly. I love the ending. They were back together. Yeah. He's just, give him the Rolodex, Phil. I just want it back to what it was. I don't care about being the boss. I don't care about anything else. I just want us to be together. I think that's the thing about the episode. And I think it's kind of a sleeper episode in the sense that, like I said, they're together now by choice. They've been down this road before, like David said. We've already played this scene. But the difference was the resolution was different in the sense that they didn't have a choice before. They had a choice now, and they made a choice to be together. I didn't like the ending when they're leaving the office. David walks ahead of him, and he's checking out another woman. Oh, and he wants is the agency and Maddie. Yeah, he does check out. But you know what? I kind of don't mind that there because at the end of the day, he's still a man. You know what I mean? Like he basically, and I said this, I said, he basically just gave up all his power as a man to this woman just because he wants to be with her. But at the end of the day, he's still a man. He's going to check out some hot chick's ass. You know what I mean? So good for him. Thank you, Doug. Right? He's a guy. Good for him. Give him that. Give him an ass. That's fine. I support that. You know? I don't know. Pussy and Maddie aren't anything. Right. And, you know, even if they were, it doesn't matter where he gets his appetite as long as he comes home for dinner, right? I feel like David would say that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So there's nothing preventing him from checking. Yeah, but he didn't have to walk ahead of her and leave her standing there alone after all that. Yeah, that's true. But he's a dude, and he has to have some kind of masculine redemption, right? He just dumped everything for this girl. But, yeah, I know. And then Maddie turns around and looks behind her at the end. I don't understand why she does that, but I think it's supposed to be like, I don't know if I really want to do that. But, anyway, what was I going to say? Anything else about tonight's episode? I have a couple things I wanted to discuss. I kind of wanted to, I wanted to talk about some things from this week. Actually, let me come back. I wanted to say something about Roger tonight and his connection to fiction. I thought that was interesting. And I know who said, is it Jamie? No, who read A Place to Fall? God, somebody here read it. Jamie, is it you? I don't think it's you. Or is it Amy? Amy's not here tonight, but she watches the stream after. And I thought it was interesting. I wanted to read this book for a long time, but how people can get caught up in the world of fiction and kind of adapt it to their own. She heard Lou LaSalle take all the credit about the Rolodex. Oh, that's why she turned around? Yeah, was it Amy? Thank you, Judy. How many other times is Lou LaSalle mentioned in other episodes? Dennis, that's a really good question. Oh, God. Anybody else? Diana, Amy read it. I'll have to talk to her because I want to read it. And I knew it was out there and I want to read it too. But wait, how many times was Lou LaSalle mentioned? I feel like, yeah, Bert referenced him. And he was talked about like as late as season 5. God, and I can hear it in my head and I can't remember. Anybody else out there? Can't remember which episode. Me neither. But there's more than one. Right, you're right. It's Bert who mentions them. But anyway, I can't remember. But here was the other thing I wanted to say tonight, and I thought that was funny when he talked about it. When Roger, director, was talking about how Glenn never wanted to do Adam's rib. Were they talking about him as they were, what? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine if you're having sex, you're talking about Lou LaSalle. I don't know. But anyway, you talked about Adam's rib tonight, which I thought was funny because it's about two opposing viewpoints. Spencer Tracy and Hepburn are two opposing viewpoints in a case, their husband and wife. But he wrote the episode Shirts and Skins, which is basically Adam's rib, which I think is funny that he did it after Glenn left. So I thought that was an interesting. Oh, it was I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what episode it was. I'll have to look now. I have to look. I don't know. Anyway. What else this week? What did I have? Oh, yeah. they clearly, he mentions it when he comes back and says she's married. Wait, what? They clearly do that. He mentions it. What? Yeah, they do clearly do that, evidently, which is cool. Yeah, I did learn stuff new, Diana. What I said about the Adam's rib thing, I thought that was interesting. That Glenn didn't want to do it, but then he clearly did it. But yeah, that's what I thought was cool. He seems like a really nice guy. Very nice man. And you know what? He seemed like a really... Oh, you are? Okay. You're taking a break from your fanfic? Okay. Well, fair enough. Sometimes people put down continuing stories and pick up another one. Wait. Oh, this week in Moonlighting. There were a couple interesting posts. Appreciation for Moonlighting. I already said that. I want to appreciate Moonlighting writers. There were two. Noreen asked this. This is random because it has to do with Big Man on Mulberry Street. What do you think the reaction would have been if David saw Maddie at Tessa's house? I like that Roger was honest enough to say, I don't know the answer to that. I agree. That makes me happy too. And you know what? It's 40 years ago, man. And it was, what do you remember about a job that you did 40 years ago, right? I mean, what a sport to show up and talk about it. They did, well, here's the thing. They did great work. And like I said, for them to all work together. Hey, Jamie. Oh, I had something to say to you. Hey, thanks for slowing down that slap, by the way. That's what I wanted to say to you. That was really cool. But I feel like that was a high-stress show, like I said at the top of the show. And for them to be... I think they all kind of feel like there were a lot of things... Oh, no worries. Thank you for showing up. I feel like they all feel like there was like some sort of missed opportunity. But I feel like that they did great work while they were there. You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't expect them to remember details by details. But, yeah, it makes me happy that they are happy with their work and that it's being recognized today. And what you guys said, I mean, there's a whole new audience. Like Jamie, you haven't watched this show before, right? Jamie Sal, you haven't watched this. This is your first run through, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, we're talking about Mulberry Street now. That's fine. But, you know, as far as like the Roger director thing, I thought it was interesting that he pointed out their unprofessionalism, even under their professionalism and under stress. That's what I mean. He seemed like a really genuine guy. They all do. They feel, yeah. I was a baby when it ended. That's what I mean. So this is your first run through, Jamie. So like, and like my kid Casey. I mean, he's 13, right? So he's watching it. So and he's now into it. So it's kind of cool. They're probably, you know, that's pretty nice to have your work recognized by a whole new group. Yeah, baby when it ended. I know. I understand. But yeah, I think, okay, so sorry, now we're circling back to the test thing. I think I would have been there for that scene. I would have watched that scene, like if like David was at the party. I heard of it, but never had the opportunity because there was no reruns. I know. And here's the other thing that I thought was interesting that he said, that I think Moonlighting would have worked as a streaming show. I think it definitely would now. I think it's made for it. There's a timeless appeal. It transcends eras. Yes, I agree. Dennis, do you think it could be recast? I don't think it could be reboot. And I know we've talked about this before. I don't, like, who would you have play it? But at the end of the day, it's Bruce and Sybil. I don't think you could recast that, and I don't think you can recreate it. Right? And I also think that there was an appreciating there that this was like lightning in a bottle, and they were writing for this thing. And yeah, it can't be recast. They could try and they can't. I think other shows try to copy it. I think Maddie thought She might lose David to Tess the way she almost lost him to Jillian. I agree. That would have been a scene. No, you can't duplicate perfection. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, I don't think you could. I think that I've come to the conclusion that nobody, hi Maureen, I've come to the conclusion that nobody wants to take credit for the Walter situation, except I think it was Glenn's thing, and people saw it for what it was, but there was really nothing they could do about it. And in hindsight, it happened. But I think beyond that they were all kind of like, whatever happens from here on out is not our problem type situation. Because if you think about it, that's the end of season 4. And a lot of people left after season 4. Although, you know, Roger Director said he wasn't there, but yes, he was. He was there into season 5. He wrote all the way up to Perfect. He has a writing credit on Perfect, which is the 4th to last episode. So, I mean, maybe that was like an episode that was in the pike. And I know that Diana and Joy were asking questions about season 5. So I don't know. Well, he's been interviewed a million times, Noreen, Glenn. And I think he says what he wants to say, you know. Wait, what was so strange about the Walter thing was that it was so against type for Maddie. Right. And like, I think all the writers have said that. They're like, it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense at the time. The answers to the Q&A yet. Oh. Oh, yeah. So, oh, you haven't watched that yet. Oh, go watch it. It's amazing. But, wait. Yeah, she plans, she thinks about things, and she marries a man she doesn't know. And you know, I think from what I've seen of the writers, I think the writers are all good team players. And clearly they'd have to be, because how they all collaborated together. And I think they knew it was a bad decision, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's a job. And sometimes your boss has you do things you don't want to do. And so they all had to do it, right? I'm so glad you did, Jamie Summers. We have fun, you guys, don't we? And you guys, we hung in late tonight. Look at us, early, like late night people. Go us. At least I'm on the East Coast. I know some people are on the West Coast. She wouldn't marry a man she knew forever because she loves David so much. Yeah. She had no problem marrying a man she doesn't. Ow. No. She needed a buffer so she didn't have to make a decision about David. Tons of fun. Yeah, right? It is tons of fun. Yeah. And I guess the least amount of jeopardy, she has no problem. But I did notice that even, like, Roger tonight, when you guys asked him, like, why Walter was safe, non-threatening, right? And that's fine, but, like, how do you come back from that? Like, how do you come back from that? That's really, it's not so much how, like, I don't think it was about Maddie and Walter's relationship, how Maddie felt about Walter. We didn't care about that. Like, we knew she didn't love him. What pissed us off is, like, what did you just do to David, right? It was a way for her to have help with the baby without David changing himself like she feared. I don't even know if I don't think Maddie tends to think out, like, even tonight in Atlas Belched, did she think out what her life would be after she sold the agency? Did she really think about what her life was going to be once she married Walter? Like, what happens then? It was a horrible decision. It broke my heart. It broke all our hearts. Most of the audience didn't come back from that. Joy said, yeah, that was the jump the shark. Oh, for sure. And I think they all know that. And I think that's why you had a lot of people who left the show, you know? Because she does tell that to Agnes. What? She knew, yeah, she knew David would change himself. Oh, yeah. And I'm not sure. So, I mean, we're so far from that, but it has to do with what Roger said tonight. But there are so many. I really think some of the discrepancies in season 4 is about the baby and who's the father, because he hedged on that too. I really think it was they were just writing, and whatever sounded good in the moment, they wrote. And, you know, hopefully the audience will forget what we said 6 months ago. I really think that it was coming from that. She tells Agnes she knows David would change. Yes. And I think he would. Is it possible to get Curtis or Elise for a Q&A? That would be awesome. No, she truly never thinks of even though she worries and overthinks things. Mm-hmm. Or at least she thought she would. I think it's another example of Maddie thinking she knows everything. Yeah, and I there's a thing. Somebody said this. I think it was actually Glenn Cairn said this on a podcast or something, or an interview somewhere, that if Maddie's not in control, she loses control. So, like, I think David has recognized this in her, so he tries to give her the control when he can. But it's not in him to just be, like, as Jamie Saul says, a yes man. So that's when they collide. Right? I don't think the writers had a plan at this point. I don't either. Like tonight said, I don't think they did have a plan. At all. I think they just thought, okay, guys, have to go. Great conversations. Oh, thanks. Hey, Joy, great job tonight. You're awesome. You and Diana did great. So thank you for that. Thank you for organizing that. We're forever grateful. Thank you, Head Mooney. Although in tonight's episode, she seemed to not mind turning control over to David. Well, I don't think she had any choice. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like I said, this is now, I think it's a big turn. I think this episode's a huge turning point. I think it's a sleeper episode. I think some people don't think about this is my kitty pants. These are my kitty pajamas. You said that last week or 2 weeks ago. Thank you. I really think that, I think that, when she asked him to hire her, it felt like she was very comfortable. Yeah. I think that's the thing. This was a conscious choice now. Hire me. I think she saw the error of her ways, but I think she doesn't have I think in her head she makes something up that how it's going to go, like the scenario, but then when it comes to fruition, it doesn't happen. And that really messes with her psyche because, you know, she's a planner. Like she said, she weighs her pros and cons. Well, does she? Because it seems like some of these decisions are pretty rash that she makes. Oh, Judy, thanks for hanging in so long. You were tired during the live show or the, viewing. So thank you for sticking around. We appreciate. Have a good night's sleep. See you on the loop. But yeah. But yeah, I had some other stuff too. But I think actually maybe that'd be all. Do you guys have any other things to add? She thinks she knows everything, that she's thrown off when things don't go how she thought. That's exactly right. She knows everything, and then if things don't go her way, she's not very good at pivoting. Although, you can't say that either, though. She's done the ultimate pivot. Some dude stole all her money, and so now she's a detective? Like, that's the ultimate pivot. So she has the strength. Like, but David's her Achilles heel. Like with David, she thinks she knows him, and is thrown off when he proves her wrong. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so I do think this episode is a big. It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I'm not sure why. I think maybe people don't like the long parts in the middle where there's no Maddie and David. At the elevator near the end, she was ready to not take back control of her business. I think she's accepted that. Yeah. She was ready to not. Yeah, I think she just was like, no, I think our partnership with David is what we need. I think she was okay with that. Yeah. What's next week? Tupperman's next week. Because we're skipping the Christmas one. Wait, let me ask Diana if she's still on. Joy left, but I think it's Tupperman, which is cool. I love Tupperman. Next week will be Bride of Tupperman. Yeah, I love that one. So funny. And it's it's funny. Yay, I know. Well, yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, the planes for sure. There's so it's just that the dialogue, the whole episode's just funny. It's just funny. I just love it. Is there anything else? Yeah, it is a great episode. So I'm there for it. I am. Oh my God, it's like Tinder in the 1980s. It's so funny. That's what it is. All right. You guys, it's been fun tonight. Questions? What do you mean? Nice. Oh, I'm sorry, Jamie Summers. I know. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it. Why is Maddie upset when David is happy? I don't know. Let me ask you guys. Hi, Lori. Good night, Lori. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I kind of want to wait. I'm sad that we didn't ask it earlier. Well, we can ask that. I'll put it in my notes for next week. And actually, that's applicable to next week's episode too, because of Stevie. I'm writing it down, Jamie. Why is Maddie mad when he's happy? He's happy. All right. Let me ask one thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Good night, Noreen. Let me ask one thing. Of course, Jamie Summers. What are we... She shows it with the wedding she wants him to take her to. And when he's happy about it, them being together, yeah. But then he's like, F you, I'll charge you. That's funny. That's a good episode. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't really answer that. Why is she happy or mad when he's happy? Good night, Diana. Thank you for tonight. Really much appreciated. I don't know. I guess it's if she's unhappy, misery loves company, maybe? Hey, Candace. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we have fun. Do you think a kiss would have fit perfectly in tonight? Who just asked? Yeah, we could have had a kiss. I agree. Where would you have put it? Oh my God. You know what's an interesting thesis statement? If there was a kiss in each episode, where would you put it? Nothing crazy, no tongue. Yeah. Where would you have put it? In the chair, in the stair scene, the second stair scene? And then you could gif it. Yeah, they could have made out there. I would have been there for it. That scene where he says he'll see you in the morning. Yes! All right, so let's all remember that moving forward. If we were going to put, I'm ready in my notes. If we were going to put a kiss in every episode, where would it be? So you guys, that's your homework for next week. Think about where you would put a kiss. Is that good? And also, we have to discuss next week, because it's also applicable. Why? And we have to think about this too. These are essay questions. Where he says that he'll sing. Perfect. Yes. Let's do this every episode. I agree. Okay. That's your homework. You guys have homework. And then why is Maddie mad when he's happy? Those are the things you have to think about for next week. It's very important that you do. I know. I'm giving you an assignment. Thanks, Jamie. Sorry. If you guys can think of any other assignments, that would be great. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Any other things? Right, this is the best class ever. Everybody gets A's. Everybody gets A's. You show up once a week and everybody gets an A. 4.0. That's not how my real life class rolls. Wait, what happened, Maureen? What happened? Wait, why? Wait. I'm scrolling back. I missed something. What happened? Oh, Jamie Summers, that's the sweetest thing ever. You are the sweetest. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sun and moon and stars. Oh, I love that. A kiss. And what else do we have to do? Why? Okay. We have 2 homeworks. A kiss in every episode. Where would you put it? I know. Mine might be more than a kiss next week, but sorry. And why is Maddie mad when David is happy? Why does Maddie get mad when David is happy? That's actually kind of dark, Jamie saw. Why is she angry when he's happy? So many opposites. It's true. We have to think about this. We have to really think about it. Tuesday nights are fun again. Moonlighting nights. Agreed. I know. It's awesome. And everyone has homework. So, yeah. All right, my lovelies. My Moony friends. I'll see you on the loops, right? I hope Jamie's got fanfic coming out. I've a story, but whatever, I'll talk about later. And that's it. So anyway. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Class is dismissed. You're right. All right. Night, night. Bye, guys.